Hi, I'm Jason Hakens, and this is your individual skill for trench rescue, your setup for the Paratech Bipod. Now, for the purpose of this video, we've already assembled our equipment, and for the purpose of the video, the heavy rescue is going to represent the direction of our trench. You may be asked to perform this skill either inside, with lots of verbalization and simulation, or you may be asked to perform this individual skill on site of an actual trench. So we've collected our equipment. We have two of your Paratech Gold 610 struts. We have two of your Paratech 635 extensions. We have our bipod head. We also have two of the bipod base plates, our ratchet strap system, and we have at least a total of 4 pickets with our picket driver or sledgehammer to help get those in place. The pickets today are going to be simulated or verbalized. So one of the first parts of this individual skill is correctly selecting a location for the bipod setup. We're going to set this bipod up so that the head is built and the system is built away from the trench. We want to select a location such that the feet are going to sit in position away from the trench so that when we raise this up, we're ultimately going to achieve a 45 degree angle. 60 degrees to 45 is that operational angle specified by Paratech. So we're going to begin setting this system up by, we're going to work at the head and work down towards the feet. You can work either direction. Okay? So starting at the head, we're going to make connections of the extensions. When you make these connections, and hard to see right here, you want to make sure that the locking nut spins down. If the locking nut stays in an up position, then your strut or your extension is not locked. There, it dropped down, give it a tug, make sure it's secure. So we'll grab another extension. Nice and secure. So, in regards to the bipod head, for the correct angle setup, you want these lines, these two red lines, to be parallel to one another. Or alternatively, they could be positioned inward. We don't want to exceed parallel to each other going outward. That brings us to angles beyond 60 degrees, not recommended by Paratech. 45 to 60 degrees. Moving from the extension, we'll move down to the actual strut. Making sure the locking nut is locked. Okay. And the working part of our strut is down at this end towards the base plate, so we can make adjustments later if needed. Again, doing a final check of that locking nut, giving it a pull, making sure it's good and locked. With the base plates, we'll make sure that this triangular end is pointed inward. There we go. All right, so you can see that sometimes is tricky. Our final step here, one of our final steps, is to create your ratchet hook. This ratchet hook for now can be attached lightly until we make our final adjustments. Okay.
Move that.
So, how are we looking at our angle? Good?
You move this leg out one.
Okay. So do a final check of your angles as specified on that bipod head. We want the bipod to appear very symmetrical. Right there. Okay. So you want your bipod system to be nice and symmetrical, nice and in line with the trench. That will help your raise to be nice and smooth without the system binding up. So once the system is set the way you want it, you're going to take your pickets, and again, you're going to verbalize this skill, of course, anytime you're inside or on concrete. But your pickets will go in, and the key thing with placing the pickets is to keep them on an angle so that you don't obstruct your raise of the system over the trench. So at a nice angle, like so. Once those are in place, do a final gentle tightening of your ratchet strap. And then we'll verbalize the placements of our rope systems. With the bipod head, as the system raises to face the trench, going towards the opposite side of the trench, you'll have your tensioning system, usually a 540 belay device just to put some tension on the system, or now we have MPDs, you can use an MPD. Okay? It's just purely to put some tension on the bipod to prevent some bounce. Going away from the trench, you'll have your 3-to-1 Z-rig. That will actually support the weight of the system and the weight of the victim as they are raised out of the trench. On your lowest connection point, you'll place your 4-to-1 system that you'll actually use to lift the patient directly out of the trench. Once that's all complete, everything's set up, you'll use multiple rescuers to help actually raise this system into position over the trench, again achieving an angle of 45 to 60 degrees, keeping in mind that that system will shift down a little bit as you weight the system. So that's your skill for the Paratech bipod setup. Keep an eye for more videos in the future. Thanks.